Hey everyone, Brandon here from Caesar's Freedomstead, and today I'm going to show you the best way to tell if your firewood is dry. Let's go. Alright, so there's many ways that you can tell if your wood is perfectly seasoned enough and ready to go ahead and put in the fireplace or in the wood stove, but the best way and the easiest, fastest way to do it is to get one of these moisture meters right here. They're very inexpensive. I got this one for about $32 at the home improvement store. So go ahead and grab yourself one of these. They are really handy to have to check out your firewood, or basically when you go buy wood from the store or from somebody on the street. Great way to find out if it really is seasoned or not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through a few different pieces of wood. I'm going to show you a semi-dry wood, some truly seasoned wood, and some wood that looks like it's dry and it really isn't. So we'll go through that, but this will be a great indicator, and then I'll go ahead and show you a couple other ways that you can use to make sure that your wood is dry enough. Now right behind me here, this right here is wood that's been seasoned for quite a while, over a year, some of it almost 2 years. And I have it out here on my natural wood racks. If you haven't caught that video yet, go ahead and watch my video on how to build a firewood rack for free. Great video, very simple build, but it gets the job done perfectly well. Now, this wood right here, let's grab a nice big piece here. Like I said, this wood right here has been seasoned for quite a while, and without us using the moisture meter, we're going to use this in a second, but without us using this, you can tell with this wood right here, first of all, the color. It's kind of darkened a little bit, and you can see cracks in the wood here. Now, a really good indicator with just the visual part of it is if your wood, your split wood, is a little bit darkened and it has the split marks in here, it's starting to just, open up a bit, that is dry wood. Now, but how dry is it? Use that moisture meter there. This is going to be a great indicator for, like I said, truly figuring out if this is seasoned or not. Now, on your moisture meter, the great rule of thumb is that anything that is less than 20% is going to be dry. Now, my magic number is a lot less than 20 because I want the firewood to catch almost immediately when I have it on to kindling. But as long as it's under 20%, you are good. Now, let's go ahead and take a look here. So here's our wood. Here's our moisture meter. You're going to stick it in there like that. Now this one says 11.1. And it's kind of flying around there. So, but it's about 11 mark right there. 11%. So much lower than 20. This is dry. But let's go ahead and try a different area. You want to do this as well. You want to test different areas because that area could just be really dry, but the inside could be still moist. So let's go ahead and try the inside right here. What that says, it says 12. It's a little bit hard for you guys to see, it's a little backwards, but that says 12.3. So the inside is dry, it's way under 20, and the outside portion here is dry as well. Let's go ahead and try the bark. All right, now the bark is usually going to be pretty dry. All right, now the bark right here says 11 as well. So this is really well seasoned. This is going to catch really well. So this has been sitting out in the elements, out here on my wood rack next to, my pumpkin. So we're going to put this out here. Let's try another one of these. Now, let's take a look again. It's darkened, and you can see the cracks. See, it's cracking. Now, let's go ahead and check it with the moisture meter. So, but like I said, you can tell right off the bat that this is dry. But use the moisture meter because this is the best way to do it. You can tell right away. So let's go ahead and try that. Let's pick it on the back here. This one is truly seasoned, just like the other one. So this one's about 10. Right off the bat, just looking at this, can y'all tell which ones are truly seasoned and which ones are still, kind of in that drying phase? It's really obvious, right? The really dark ones here. So these really dark ones right here are truly seasoned. Now, a lot of the darker ones here, if you could tell, they have those larger crack marks in here. A lot of these have the cracks in them, but these darker ones have these big gaped cracks in them. They are extremely dry. I hope you guys can see that, but I'll do a close-up on it in just a second. But you can see the dark ones pretty well. Those ones are very, very seasoned. Now, let's go ahead, let's make sure. So let's go ahead and use our moisture meter here. So again, we already know they're good to go before we even use this, but like I said, use one of these moisture meters. It is the best way to find out. Let's go ahead and tell. Let's go ahead and put up to one of these really dark ones here. 11, so that's 11%. 10.9, it's actually in the tens. Let's try another one of these dark ones here. It's 11. Let's try this one. All right, 11. So these right here are hovering around 10 and 11. Very, very dry, nice firewood here. Like I said, you just want it to be under 20%. And a lot of these moisture meters, the accuracy is plus or minus 2%. So, give or take, if it says 18 on here, you're still good. Because even if it's 2 off, it's 20%, you know. Or even better, it'll probably be 16%. But it's plus or minus 2%. So it may, just make sure on here it says about 18. And, you know, you kind of get past that accuracy type deal. But as you can see, these right here are dry. These are all ready to go. These are all ready to go inside the wood stove. We have a wood stove on the inside. I'll definitely do a video for you guys on that wood stove. Highly recommend it. It is awesome. I won't give you a whole lot more information on that right now, but we'll definitely do a video on that. It makes my house 80 degrees in like 2 hours. It is awesome. One of the best investments I ever made, aside from this moisture meter. Well, let's go ahead and I'm going to show you some wood that's not quite seasoned yet, that I just split, and I'm going to show you one of my most truly seasoned pieces of wood out here. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so if you see behind me here, this is one of my most recent piles of chopped wood right here. I just chopped it yesterday, actually, from a very large tree trunk. So chopped it up with the chainsaw and then split it with my axe. Now, it's not supposed to rain for probably at least a week, and then it's going to be clear skies. So I have my wood sitting out here dry a little bit before I put it inside of the wood shack or put it inside my shed. But right here was one of these right here. So let's go ahead and show you this. Now, as you can see, there's no cracks at all. Now, that's not a crack. That's just a piece of the wood that just kind of, it got cut wrong. But you see, it looks damp inside there. This is not dry wood. This is not ready to go in your fireplace. If you put it in there, it'll just sit in there, and you'll probably just hear those noises like it's sucking water. Like, you'll probably hear that, but it won't catch. Now, if you have it sitting on top of all your dry wood for like an hour, maybe it'll catch, but this is not ready. So you can tell right off the bat, just by looking at this, that this is not dry wood. There's no cracks, it's not darkened, and it actually has little moisture marks on there still. So look for that here on the back as well. There's still moisture marks on there from when I split it. On the inside as well, there's moisture marks. So, well, let's go ahead and test it with our moisture meter here. Now, if you can see that, like I said, it's probably backwards for you guys, but this says 22. So that's 22%. That is not dry. It's above 20%, and it's plus or minus 2. It may be 20%, but it's probably about 24%, you know, by the way that it looks, because it looks really wet. Let's try the other side just for the heck of it. Now look at that. That's bouncing around 30% on that side. Now this was probably, facing the inside of the pile. Over here, but that shows you truly how moist that this one still is. It says 30%. These are not good. These are pretty much be ready for next year. So the wood that's kind of the wood that's not ready this year, that's still moist, you know, stack it, get it ready. It'll be ready for next year. Just make sure you're prepared for this year. Now let's go ahead and show you a truly seasoned piece of wood. All right, everyone, welcome to my wood shop. This is where I store all of my split wood. It's very dry in here and extremely, it's just like, it's the perfect environment for drying wood. It's dry, they never get hit with rain, and it gets really warm in here during the summer months. So all my wood in here, I'd say, along with the ones that I just added here, these up here aren't quite dry yet. I chopped these just about a month ago, but the vast majority of the wood in here is under 15% moisture on the moisture meter. So all these are ready to go just in case we get hit by a bad snowstorm and lose power and all those different things. Wood stove, again, I'll show you a video. Editing is amazing. Highly recommend you get it. But in here, I have some of my most truly seasoned wood, and I'm going to show you some. All right, this right here is a truly seasoned piece of wood. Now, let's see here. Right off the bat, you can see the cracks, massive cracks. Cracks. It's a dark piece of wood. Now, this type of tree, I need to mention that as well, is that the type of tree is going to indicate how dry it's going to get and how quickly it's going to get there. But, generally, most trees dry the same exact way in the same time frame. Just don't get discouraged if some of your wood isn't drying fast enough, because some trees, they just take a little bit longer. Some wood is different. It is not all the same. But this one right here, this is a very seasoned piece of wood. Now, but let's take a look. This one's truly seasoned. This wood you could put in the fireplace on top of kindling, and this is going to catch right away. All right, let's take a look. Seven 7.6%. All right, 7.4%. This is an extremely dry piece of wood. But that's just on one side. Let's try another side. All right, let's try. I always try the bark. All right. 9%. Let's try this side. Let's hold that. 5.2%. So this side's getting a little bit drier. This one was 7.4%, I believe it was what I showed you. This side was 5.2%. 5.2%. This is a truly seasoned piece of wood. This is the kind of wood that you want to have, when you just need to get a quick fire going. Wood that's down to that moisture content, this will catch almost immediately when you have it on top of a very good kindling pile. So I want to show you that. I have lots of wood just like this. In fact, I use some outside, as weights. And that's another thing. Use your wood as weights outside to hold certain things down. It might get rained on a bit, but it's going to dry very fast. This was one of those. But on this side here, I have lots of pieces of wood that are just as dry as this, about 5%, 6%, 7%. A lot of these are under 10%. On this side here, a lot of those are in the 15% range, because these right here, this side is my newly drying side. 15%, 12%, 18% up here on the top. These ones aren't dry yet. These are about the same as the one I showed you outside, about 20%, 30%. Moisture, because these are the just most recent ones. So those are going to sit up there. Those are going to be for next year. All right. So that was the very, very, very seasoned wood. Let's go ahead and put that back. All right, everyone. I didn't think I'd be doing you enough service unless we tested this out on a living tree to show you what the difference is. Because some people that are very new to this may think 20% moisture, isn't that a lot? 20% of it is moist, or 18 or 15%, isn't that a lot? Well, let me go ahead and show you what the difference is. So right here is a living, breathing tree. I got my trail cam back there, so never mind that. Let's go ahead and test a real tree here. All right. So without pushing any further, I don't want to put big holes in the tree, so I didn't have to put it in very far. 34%, 34.2%. So this is a living, breathing tree. Well, breathing. It's a living tree. And I just put it in about a millimeter, less than a millimeter, and it's already coming up to about 34% moisture. If we were to stick this in further, it's probably going to get up to about 50%, 40% or so. So the moisture content in a living tree obviously is extremely high. But you don't have to go very far with these moisture meters for it to find out just how moist it is. So 34%. Now, think about that versus the truly seasoned wood that I showed you that was 7%, 5%. A lot of moisture has gone out of there. So even if it's 20%, you could see that it's lost quite a bit of moisture from its original state. But like I said, if we were to put this deeper, it would be much higher than 34%. Like I said, probably closer to 50, 46%, 50%, maybe even 60%. So that's the difference right there. Wanted to show you that. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you go ahead and grab yourselves one of these moisture meters right here. These are amazing. And just for your information here, this one right here is the General brand. I got this at the home improvement store. I got this at Lowe's. This is not a paid anything. I just want to show you what I use out here. Very, very inexpensive. Like I said in the beginning, about $32, $33 with tax, I'd say. Definitely grab yourself one of these. Very, very simple method. The best way to find. But like I said, even if you didn't have one of these things, you could tell just by the ways I showed you whether it's dry or not dry. But thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like this content, definitely hit that like button and share and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks so much.